Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk to you about AI function in MAXQDA. Yes, MAXQDA has an AI function, and the question is, when do you have to use it? And this is what my presentation is going to be about. I'm going to talk about five main moments that you could think about using AI to help you to make sense of your data. As I always say, the best way of analyzing your data is manually going through the data, identify information that is significant, and develop codes and themes to help you to address your research question. But in a situation where you are not sure about the kind of information that is significant, you are not sure about what kind of label do you want to use to represent the significant information, then AI function will be helpful for you. You are using it as a tool to help you to make sense of your data. So, what I always say is that first make sure that you understand the coding process so that when the AI suggests something to you, you'll be able to evaluate and make sure that the information is fairly representing the data that you have. So this is what you have to think about when you are deciding to use AI function in MAXQDA to help you to make sense of your data. So let's go through the process. So the first strategy is when you are not sure about the kind of code that you want to use to help you to represent the significant information, then AI assist in MassQDA could be helpful. So let me quickly show you how you can do that. So I have my data here. As you can see, I have my five participants, and the study is about burnout causes and solutions. I just want to find out what are the causes of burnout among primary healthcare physicians and what are the solutions of burnout. I've created two main containers for my research question here. When you go through the data, I can identify information that is significant, that is addressing my research question, but I'm not sure about the kind of code that I want to use. And this is where you use the AI assist. One example is, let's say you are going through the data and then there's this statement, right? It's about lack of balance with work and home. So if you have this statement and you are not sure about a code, so a code is a label that represents the significant information. A code can be in between 2 to 5 words representing the information that you have extracted and also addressing your research question. If you want to get a practical understanding on how to code your qualitative data, then this book will be very helpful for you. So this is the second edition of my step-by-step guide to qualitative data coding. It's going to be helpful for you. You can get access to when you go to our publisher's website. You can get access to that when you also go to Amazon. We'll provide that information in the description area in case you want to get access to this wonderful book. And if you are an instructor, you can also get it for free by going to this link. I'll provide that information there. So in this case, the information here is addressing a research question, but you are not sure about the label that you want to give to it. So you can right click on it and then go to AI Assist and then click on Suggest New Code for Selected Text. So when you go here to give you this window, you click on OK, right? And the system within few seconds will be able to generate a code, a list of code for you. So as you can see, I have a list of codes. I have about 9 suggested codes, right? And it has been grouped into three: thematic code, alternative, and also interpretive code. It can be also called description focus code because it's directly describing what you have selected. And then the last one, interpretation, goes beyond just description, but giving you suggesting how the AI make meaning of that information. So you can see that the interpretive codes are more of abstract compared to the descriptive code. For me, AI is very good in giving you descriptive codes like thematic code. So I always suggest that try these thematic codes instead of interpret code, because when AI is interpreting something, it also makes some assumptions that you are not aware of. This function only has access to the information that you have selected. It doesn't know the context, it doesn't know your participant, it doesn't know the research question that you are addressing. So when you move to interpretation, it may not be able to capture what exactly participant is saying, helping you to address your research questions. At this stage, I will use the code suggested under thematic codes. So as you can see here, work-life imbalance might be the best. And also you can see the definition, right? When you're okay with that, you select one. You can select more than one, but I think this one fairly captures what I selected. And I click on OK. When you do that, it will come under codes, but it's not under any of the research questions. So you have to drag and drop it to the respective research question. In this case, I'm dragging and dropping it under research question one. Right. And then if you want to know more about this code, you can right click on it and go to memo. The memo will give you the name of the code and also the definition of the code. So you see the definition here, right? The name of the code and the definition. Then if you decide that you want to change, maybe you don't like the name that has been given, you can always right click and go to properties, and then you can change the name if you want to. So this is how you can get codes that is addressing your research question. So you can do the, let's try another one. So you select this one and then you can right click on it. Select this one, right click, AI assist, and click on suggest new code. Click on OK. And then looking at this content, it's about spending time in prayers and reflection. So I think maybe the first one best reflect what I selected. And then I click on OK. And as you can see here, it's not under any of the research questions, so you have to drag and drop it into the respective research question. Oh, this one is belongs to research question 2, right, about the solutions of burnout. So this is how you're going to do it. Go through all the transcript, identify information that are significant, and ask AI assist to help you to develop a code that best represents this information. I like this process because the system provides you suggestions, and it's very important for you to know the strength and limitation of this function. As I indicated, the strength is that it will give you, based on the information that you have selected, it will give you options for you to choose from, and you can decide to choose the one that best reflects what you have selected. The limitation is that it doesn't know the context, right? It doesn't know the question that you ask participant. It just knows the information that you have selected. It doesn't know your research question. Because of that, you have to be very careful and make sure that you review and decide the best one that best represents the information that you are selecting.